Be slow today. Okay,
Probably might. Fucking been up all night, man. Just like,
yeah, I'm sorry about that.
yeah, I'm cool, man. I needed it because I was like, took a nap, stuff for a bit, and
You are not alone. This is the resistance.
I was talking to my girlfriend all day.
Oh, that's good.
My new one.
So what's up, everyone? This is Tim Man with Resistance. If you're watching this, you are the Resistance. We got Grandmaster Riven on the line here. All right, Grandmaster, talk to me. What the fuck happened today?
Well, I was watching a show of mine that they had on YouTube here, and I got a call from Cole,
Was that here
and I
on
guess
Skype or what's that on Facebook?
I was on Facebook Messenger, and he called me and had problems with last Sunday's record table, and
Okay.
and he was pretty mad. And I'm like thinking, no, I mean, could it be that we were talking about the comments from last Saturday's roundtable and stuff? I mean, it was like,
Yeah.
and he told me that he unfriended me and you on Facebook,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, he took the liberty of unfriending me on Facebook. That's partially why that roundtable got made. You know, not to attack him as a personal affront, but to address the issue because it's a fair issue to be addressed. This idea of fascism, you have to think what I think, or you have to do what I say you have to do, and so on and so forth. You have to be, think, and say and act how I want, or there's going to be repercussions. Okay, that's fascism, and getting called
there
a
was
racist because you agree with a different ideology, or you have a different perspective, or you happen to know a little bit more in depth on the information on the given topic, and you want to stick your head in the sand. You know, that's vintage fascism, and we'll get back to your story in a minute here, but I want to bring up a fucking point here. I've got the definition of fascism displayed here. It says, sometimes initial capital letters, a governmental system led by a dictator having complete power, forcibly suppressing opposition and criticism, regimenting all industry, commerce, etc., and emphasizing an aggressive nationalism and often racism. Okay? Now, let's look at some of Cole's comments. Here, we got you are a fucktard cheap just cause you copy and paste and think you know some shit. You're supporting everything you just passed. You are helping divide us. Okay? It says, goes, I am a fascist, huh, man? Fuck you, skinny little fag. You're a fucking retard. If I see you in real life, I will knock you the fuck out. You're a small little bitch, Chris, and you are acting like a boot something. And he has since deleted these comments, or else I'd display the full thing. But he has since deleted the comments, but they're still in my notifications.
he went after me. He threatened me, and which I could care less because I mean,
Yeah.
he got mad at. I mean, when I called him out on, I mean, he was reading. I mean, of course, he was reading from his phone on what you guys were talking about.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I
But
mean,
going back to those comments.
yeah. I mean, why do that? I mean, like I told him, I don't know the guy. I think he's a pretty cool guy, pretty cool, but You know, I never threatened to whoop his ass. You know what I
No,
mean?
I've
But
never
the thing
threatened him
is,
either.
it was when you and I were talking about the comments, and then we were checking out the channels that were commenting on last Saturday's Red Table,
Yeah,
and there was a few that were blank channels with word names,
yeah,
and we weren't going after him for that. I mean, mostly we're thinking it could be YRB that's pulling his shit.
yeah. It could be YRB, or it could be Cole doing the same thing because he's been known to do this before. Fucking Morte de Tyranny, formerly known as Asshole Blogger, has dealt with this same nonsense from Cole. In fact, that's how Cole and Asshole Blogger and I became affiliated when I first started doing videos. Was they were having an issue because Asshole Blogger had in his videos said nigger for whatever reason. I forget what the video was pertaining to, what his point, the point he was trying to illustrate was, but he used it. He used the word. It pissed off Cole, and it is an offensive word. Let's not mince words. It is an offensive word, but what gets my goat in retrospect is we're about waking people up and educating the ignorant, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now,
in a big way. I mean,
yeah, and
you would
words
think.
like and sorry to cut you off, but words like
That's cool. That's
nigger,
cool.
the redefined term of fascism. Fuck. There's a few other ones. Holocaust. Connor mentioned Holocaust. And
Yeah, I did.
also, what was the other one? Anti-Semitism. All words that are prescribed certain meanings, but actually, in the original context, meant something completely different. Okay? Like, anti-Semitism was a hatred of ancient language, I believe, or ancient cultures.
It was
And,
probably both because I
yeah.
mean there's certain languages that you don't hardly ever hear anymore. I mean,
Yeah, and
there's some that's still being spoken, but it's really
yeah,
put in the database of any school history books or any world history.
yeah. And the thing is, you gotta, if you're gonna educate people and you're gonna wake them up, you gotta educate people to these things because you've got the racism and the divide and conquer narrative in play right now. So if you want to disarm the racist aspect, and let's not mince words, there are racist people out there.
You
What
have them
better
in
way to
yeah.
diffuse racism in many regards and eliminate a huge problem than eliminate the N-word as a factor? Take that ammunition away from the racists, the skinheads, and the KKK by educating the people and making them realize, hey, this word is not an offensive term. Right? It just means ignorant. Right?
You would
If
hear
you can take away that bullet, take the bullet out of that gun, why not?
yeah. You would hear black people call each other that, but it's with the A.
Yeah.
And I'm when I first heard that term with the A, I mean it blew me away because I'm thinking I'm I was at a I was at a fast food place eating a lunch, and I'm hearing this. I'm hearing it, and my mind was in my head. I kept thinking like somebody's going to get into a fight right here
Yeah.
because there are racists in in Caucasians, Asians, Hispanics.
Yeah,
I
there's
mean,
racism in every nation.
and I mean, look at me. I'm half Mexican, half white. I could pass for white.
Yeah.
Okay, I was in the 7th grade. I was called a white boy by a Mexican kid. I go. Why do you call me a white boy, dude? I mean, come on. My last name is Flores. It's a Spanish name.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm
Just
I'm
goes to
half
show how
white.
ignorant and asleep people really are.
I'm half white, not full white. Okay, my mom's Caucasian, my dad's Mexican. So I mean, it's like um, I have some of the Hispanic features, but yeah, I can pass for white or Hispanic, but more of a light skinned Hispanic,
Yeah.
And I mean, that Saturday night. I mean, and not just that. We were having technical issues,
Yeah.
really big technical issues, and I don't know if it was from my end or your end or Cole's end. But
We
I
couldn't get the
mean,
calls back.
I mean,
And
we
Cole, he had jumped off. He said that, if I remember correctly, he said that he was going to make his point and then he was out and then hung up before I could even reply to his question, which is fine if that's what he wants to do. But he's getting butthurt because I made this video talking about it's okay to have white pride. Now, if it's okay for blacks to have pride and other nationalities to have pride in their race, but yet it's racist for a white person to have pride in their own race, I think that's fairly hypocritical. And the point I was trying to illustrate,
what
yeah,
I think you need to do is go back and look at the comments from this past Saturday's roundtable.
uh-huh.
Read every one of them. I mean, read every one of them.
I mean, we can do that right now. I
We
mean, we can
we
scroll
I
through
mean I
it.
mean we have you and I have read the comments.
Yeah, we already
some of
did
them,
that. Yeah, we already
some
did
of them,
that.
some of them were funny. Some of them were kind of off the wall. But I got called a beaner.
Yeah, yeah, why?
I got called an old Mexican guy.
Yeah, see, and that is racist right there. And if I were to, yeah, I used the word nigger. I'm not going to say the N word because let's say it for what it is, nigger. Okay, I used that word, and I use it in specific context for specific reasons to enlighten the unenlightened to the meaning, the actual meaning of the word. Okay, and to show people and demonstrate that not only is the word being misdefined, but it only has as much power as you give it. And
Yeah.
unfortunately, Cole is a prime example of giving a word way too much power.
When I read those comments where I was called the old Mexican guy and the beaner, I don't take it personally. It don't bother me because it's something. I mean, if there's words,
Yeah, they're just
there's
words.
words,
They're just words.
and
They can't hurt you.
I'm not going to sit here and give it power. I'm just going to. No, I mean, it don't bother me. It has never bothered me. I mean, I'm I'm happy of who I am. I
Yeah,
mean, I don't care what everybody thinks of me.
yeah,
I mean, if you want to threaten to whoop my ass, try it. Do it.
yeah. And I think
But
that's funny that because that
the
falls right into
thing
the line.
is,
Yeah,
but the thing is, I never threaten a guy because I have nothing against Cole.
yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah, in
Because
fact,
I don't know him well enough.
and here's the thing.
And
Here's the thing. I would not begrudge Cole being a friend, or I would not begrudge Cole having his voice and even coming on the roundtable. He is more than welcome to join the roundtable any fucking time he wants to. If he doesn't want to, that's his problem. But we of the Worldwide Resistance Network will not censor somebody, and we will not tell somebody they are wrong. But we will address foolish behavior, whether by politician or any individual, whether we know them or not, whatever the case may be. If somebody is doing something that is an attempt to suppress, subvert, or in any way harm somebody's life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness, then it will be addressed. Even if you are a friend or a complete stranger, it will be addressed. And Cole, I love you. I love you, bro. But if you don't want to be called a fascist, don't implement fascist characteristics. Do not implement fascist tactics, such as you need to change and stop doing this, or stop thinking this, or stop posting about this, or I'm going to unfriend you, or threaten to kick somebody's ass for addressing these issues. Okay, that's childish behavior, and that is vintage fascism as per the definition. And he can say I'm copying and pasting all I fucking wants because I copy and pasted the definition in the comment section.
And not just that, threaten my life. Threaten my life.
Well,
that's a playbook by Antifa, and bam.
Yeah, that's what you see in these protests being propagated by the quote liberal masses. You got the violent outbursts. Think what I want you to think, say what I want you to say, act how I want you to act, or there's going to be a violent response. You're not allowed to make a joke because somebody might be offended. You're not allowed to have a certain ideology because it might offend somebody. Okay, fuck that shit. And Cole claims to be bipartisan independent, but yet holds to a lot of what is being propagated by the quote liberal left in this divide and conquer narrative. He is pushing all those elements like a motherfucker, and I'm like, dude, if you're awake, how could you not see what you are doing? Okay, if you're writing with a purple Sharpie and saying that it's red, what the fuck? Come on.
But it's like I mean, when he called me via voice messenger, it was a video chat.
Really, because I had a missed call today on Skype. It was on Skype. He tried to call me, and at which point it turned on my phone. Turned my screen on, and the phone's in my pocket. Next thing I know, I'm trying to three-way call you and Cole. And I felt my phone get warm. I'm like, what the fuck? So I pulled it out. I was trying to call you guys. So I hung up and I clicked text. Did my voice to text thing and said, sorry about that, guys, but dialed you. And then went back to work. And then you messaged me and saying what you had just experienced. I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah, I mean, I was watching my program on here on YouTube and stuff, and I was just got done eating gumbo soup and shit, and
yeah.
He called me, and he's mad. I mean, saying that we were accusing him of being a troll, which I never really did. I mean,
no, I'm saying it's a possibility that those channels were
his,
and at which point that is trolling.
That's what you said.
There's a very real possibility.
There's possibilities, but the thing is, I never said he was that. I mean, I never said he was trolling. Okay.
Yeah, and I even
were many possibilities that it could have been Y or V.
Yeah, it could be YRB. It could be any number of people. You know, we've had quite a few trolls come and go over the years that we've dealt with. Some professing to be Illuminati, you know, like Xavier or Lone Wolf or any of those.
Yeah.
And
he
unfortunately,
got
Cole's been a prime example of has employed these type of tactics before. He even pretended to be me talking shit to Tommy Bird at one point when I first started doing political videos. And that was addressed in my video, one of my early videos, Wienerville, where I was addressing the issue with freaking, what was it? What was he, a senator at that time or a congressman? Fucking Wiener.
he was I think he was either
Yeah.
I'm thinking a congressman probably. I mean,
Yeah. Well,
that's
you know,
that's what,
back when Wiener was showing off his wiener.
yeah.
Okay. But before I went into that, I had addressed the issue with him pretending to be me talking to Thomas. Right? I addressed that issue. And then I went into talking about Wiener. And prior to that, you know, we had the issue with him and Asshole Blogger. You know, because he gets offended by words. Now, I can understand if myself or Asshole Blogger or anybody else for that matter was saying terminology like spear chucker, porch monkey, Alabama wind chime, or any of the other offensive vernacular. I can understand that, okay, because those are direct, derogatory, racial, slanderous terms, right? But nigger is derived from the Spanish word niggard, which means to be ignorant. So if a Spanish person walked up to me and said, "Hey, Chris, quit being a fucking nigger," they're basically saying, "Hey, Chris, quit being an ignorant jackass." And they're not talking about my race or anything remotely like that, okay? And if Cole or anybody else watching this video doesn't believe me, go talk to somebody from Spain.
Or get a dictionary, or get a encyclopedia.
Yes, exactly.
But he got he I was surprised that he called me via voice messenger by the messenger stuff, and
Did you happen to record the conversation?
no, no, I didn't.
Well, we've got documentation that he's already making threats. He can't hide it at this point, even if he deleted his comments, because it's in the video.
When he mentioned that I said that he was reading from his phone, he had it in his hand, and he was reading back what.
Yeah. And we already scrolled through that entire comment section. I freaking brought it up in the last video. I'm like, here, I got nothing to fucking hide. It's right there in the comment section on a fucking Facebook post, public for anybody to fucking see. Okay? It's not like it was a private email conversation. No, this was a public exchange. Okay? And, you know, he can say whatever he wants, but let's be honest. The way he's acting is very liberal fascist. And I say liberal fascist because the fascism and the fascism ideologies is coming from those subscribing to the liberal left. Okay? Now, we both know that there is no such thing as Republican or Democrat. It's just the illusion of choice. But there are people who subscribe to certain ideologies. The ideologies behind the, quote, Democratic Party or the Republican Party do exist. The parties themselves do not exist, but the ideologies, the beliefs, the passions, the standards,
It's there.
Those do exist.
Yeah.
And they exist in the minds and hearts and actions of the people. Okay? And those thoughts and actions and those negative constructs that we have explored are coming from Cole and do come from those subscribing to the liberal left ideologies. I hate to say it, but if it looks like a duck and it quacks like a duck, it sure as fuck isn't a moose.
Like I said in the messenger, if he wants to fight, hey, he's more than welcome of getting one.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I said before, I like the guy.
And I like him too.
I'm not going to have anybody threatening my life.
Yeah. And the only reason I'm making this video right now is because I wanted to address to the people. Anybody who happens to see this, I don't want them thinking this is another YRV situation. And Connor has addressed this in the past, and we want to make this very clear that we will not censor anybody in the Worldwide Resistance Network. Anybody who comes on this platform is free to speak and express themselves in any manner that they see fit. But however, they will abide by the golden rule. Treat others the way you would have them treat you. If you do not want your rights, thoughts, and opinions suppressed, do not attempt to do so to other people. Okay? And especially as an activist where you are saying you are fighting for people's rights, equality, freedom of speech, freedom of expression, okay? You can't suppress somebody else's rights because
the round table is a free range where anybody can say what. I mean, hey, I got no problem.
Yeah.
With what?
Yeah. And if you have a disagreement, and the way I would prefer to see it, and I'm sorry to cut you off. I know I'm doing a lot tonight.
It's just that roundtable is where anybody or everybody can have a free range to say, put in their 2 cents.
Yeah.
But if you have this problem with, because somebody in the group is something that you don't like what was said, and you get mad about it and take it to heart,
what's going to be accomplished? Nothing.
Nothing's going to get accomplished.
Well, not only that.
If you're going to pout and then leave because nothing's going your way, here's the thing, bub. The round table's free range. Okay? Nobody, and I mean nobody, will be censored.
Yeah.
I'll be damned. I will be damned if anybody gets censored in this round table. I'll be damned if it happens.
Yeah, and nobody should be censored in the round table. That's why I maintain executive control of all of the distribution of all the online content, because nobody is going to be censored. Hey, I run the YouTube channel. I run the live stream channel. Why? Because the more people that run it, the more likely it is that somebody can get pissed off and say, oh, well, I don't like what this person's saying, so I'm going to eliminate that. And then, it's, okay, who did this? Nope, I'm eliminated that. I am the sole proprietor. If something winds up missing, there is only 2 possible candidates, me or YouTube. And we already know I won't censor anybody.
Yeah, but the thing is...
You can
the one...
your dick out and fucking shake it. I'm not going to fucking put a censor bar over you. If that's what need to do.
The one thing I will not do, and it's coming from me, okay? I will not call anybody from the round table like what Cole did, and then threaten to whoop their ass. That's one thing I will not do, because what he did was disrespect.
Yeah, and we've been getting a lot of that from him.
I will not have that. If he wants to threaten to whoop my ass, he's more to pleasure to do it.
Yeah, and this is where I'm going to stand with this. If he wants to act this way, he can face the repercussions of his actions. Whatever actions he decides to take will be dealt. He'll get dealt with, and whatever he decides to do, cause and effect. Okay, I will simply say cause and effect on that matter. But as far as
I
the Worldwide
mean,
Resistance Network goes and the roundtables goes,
that's one thing. That's one thing I will not do because you know what? I've earned you guys' respect. I'm not about to lose it because of someone who's
keep
willing
talking. I'm just
to.
grabbing a beer out of the backpack.
I mean, it's it's one thing I will not do. If you
Yeah.
get mad, get mad.
Yeah. Well, I can
But
understand people being passionate
don't.
about what
Yeah,
they think or what they believe. Okay, but this is
yeah,
this is
yeah. But
where
don't
we
get
differ from.
mad. And I mean, don't get mad and then all of a sudden threaten someone's life.
Yeah. Well,
Get over get over it. It's like if you feel offended, so what? You're offended. Who gives a fucking shit?
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. What I've noticed, and I've been giving this a lot of thought the past couple of months. One thing I've noticed is that regardless of political affiliation, there is one common denominator: emotion, feelings, what people think
Yeah.
about issues. It's not about fact in many regards. It's not about the facts. It's about what the individual thinks, how the individual feels. Okay? Some people, like, let's take something as simple as gay rights, for instance. Some people agree that gays should have the right to marry, others don't. Therefore, whoever subscribes to that particular ideology, you're going to subscribe to. Whatever political party shares your point of view is who you're going to side with. Or let's say immigration issues. Right? Many people think that there should be no borders, that we should be a one world humanity united. Others think that, hey, we have these borders, we have these countries already established. Let's just get things under control. And again, depending on where you think, would depend on which political party you affiliate with, depending on who agrees with your way of thinking on a particular subject.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's. I mean,
Yeah. But here's the kicker. We don't deal in emotions and how people think. I don't give a good flying fuck what you, Cole, or anybody else thinks on a given issue. What you think and what you feel is irrelevant. We need to focus on what is. Okay? I don't care what you think about the weather. What I want to focus on and what we need to focus on is what the weather is. Is it raining? Is it snowing? Is there a fucking hurricane? Is there a tornado about to drop on my fucking house because I live right next to Tornado Alley? These are the things that need to be focused on. You need to focus on the facts. Like we've addressed the issues of this racism propagation in the football games and the contracts with the NFL. How did Cole respond? I don't want to hear that. And he just fucking brushed it off and started talking about how he feels about the issue. Nobody cares about how you feel about the issue. We need to focus on what is the
that's
facts behind the issue.
that's like when I mentioned the teacher of what she did to her students.
Yeah.
And as a teacher, you're not supposed to push your political agenda on your students. You are to teach general education
Yeah.
and not to go after two students who chose to stand during the Pledge of Allegiance. If
Yeah. And
you're
Cole.
if you're a teacher and most of your students knee during the Pledge of Allegiance, something's wrong there. You are not setting an example.
Oh.
You're making it worse.
What needed to happen there was the teacher needed to explain to the students, okay, this is what happened, this is what's happening, this is why it's happening. You know, share all the information and let the students decide for themselves. You know, exercise their individuality, not force his or her beliefs on the students. That's not right. And Cole could say, "Oh, well, it was an isolated incident." And, you know, people who subscribe to his way of thinking can say, "Oh, well, it was an isolated incident, so it's irrelevant."
The thing is, it was no isolated incident.
Yeah, and even if it was an isolated incident, here's the thing: a wrongdoing is a wrongdoing; it should be addressed. A murder is an isolated incident. If my next door neighbor goes nuts and kills his fucking wife, okay, yeah, that's kind of an isolated incident because he's never done it before. You know, he's not a fucking Jeffrey Dahmer or any of these kind of motherfuckers. Just a regular motherfucker having to kill his wife or whatever. I'm not saying my neighbor's gonna kill his wife. I'm just saying, for the sake of argument, that would be considered an isolated incident because it hadn't happened before. He's got no history of it. Blah blah blah. Okay, so it's an isolated incident. But it doesn't negate the fact that it's an issue that needs to be addressed. And people like Cole can argue, oh, well, a murder is a way different thing. It is a different thing, yes. But here, a wrongdoing is still a wrongdoing. Okay? If you fuck up, you deserve to be called on it.
Yeah.
If you're trying to subvert people's way of thinking, if you're trying to brainwash them, yeah. That deserves to be addressed. If you're a shitty-ass fucking landlord and you're guilty of being a slumlord, yeah, even if it's just an isolated incident, damn right you deserve these things.
You deserve to get called out on your shit.
Exactly. And I don't care if it's happened one time or 100 times. You fuck up, you fuck up. You deserve to be called out on it. And I fucked up many times, okay? And I deserve it. And when I do fuck up, I deserve to be called out on it. And I will fully admit, there have been times where I probably used the N-word just to be an asshole. Okay, I will not lie. I like to piss people off. Even my supervisor we were coming back from lunch and I was being my typical self. And I go, see? I told you, I'm smart. She's like, yeah, you're a smart ass. I'm like, I own it.
The last time I ever used the N-word, I was in the 4th grade. That was the last time I ever used it. And I felt kind of bad because I had a crush on this black girl in grammar school. I did.
Yeah.
And she was real pretty. And her and I got into an argument one time, and I just called her the N-word.
Ooh.
And I was like, oh man, I fucked up bad, man. I admitted, you know what? I fucked up. I messed up. I said something that I shouldn't have said. I should have been thinking before I acted.
Yeah.
And I paid for that. I paid for it. I did. I owned up to it. I was wrong about it. But I haven't said it in, 33 years? 33 years? I got friends from high school that are black. You know, I got friends from junior high that are black. And the thing is, you have to learn from somewhere where you fucked up.
Yeah.
And I mean, even if it was grammar school, it is still a scar on you.
Yeah. And, you know, there are contexts where that word is used to hurt people, like what you just described. That was when it was used to hurt people. My context, I'm not using it to hurt people. I'm not walking up to a black person and saying, get out of my way, you filthy nigger. I'm not saying shit like that, okay? That's mean. That's hurtful. That's not something you should ever do. Okay? I agree wholeheartedly. In that context, that is mean, that is hurtful, that is fucked up, that is wrong in every sense of the word. But using a word to illustrate a point, especially if that point is to address the reality that the word is being mystified and misrepresented and is being given more power than it deserves, there is nothing wrong with that. And yeah, I admit I can be very eccentric about it. I'm an asshole. I own that shit. Okay? At work, we have shirts that say certified inspector on it. I said, when I get my shirt, because I'm already a licensed certified inspector on this shit. And I asked, I'm like, when I get my shirt, can I put a little sticker on my thing to cover up certified inspector to say certified asshole? They're like, Chris, we're half tempted just to make you a certified asshole shirt. Okay? I own that shit. Okay? I'm not gonna lie. Okay? I'm an asshole. And sometimes I can be a little out there. But there's a method to the madness.
There's times that I can be a little stubborn, bullheaded, and also an asshole. And I admit that, you know. But there's times that we all, we all have to admit something about ourselves, whether we like it or not, because somehow, one way or another, it will surface up. It will come to the surface.
Yeah.
Like,
that's why I live my life in the limelight. I don't hide who I am. You know, I'm an eccentric asshole. I'm not a racist. I'm not a neo-Nazi. I'm not a Klansman. I'm not any of these things. I'm just your average run-of-the-mill asshole who likes to exploit the idea of controversy creates cash, and you know, I like to push that pow factor, you know, that grabs people's attention.
That term became a book by Eric Bischoff.
Exactly, and that's where I borrowed the term from. Was Eric Bischoff. I've never personally met Eric Bischoff.
Controversy has always created cash for people. Whether you're in the media, whether you're in any field, controversy does create cash, and that is a known fact.
Yeah, I mean, like, let's take a fucking book for instance. Are you gonna be more inclined to buy a book that has a very bland cover, or are you gonna be more inclined to buy a book that has a cover that is way out there and just pow grabs your attention? You're gonna be more inclined to buy a book that grabs your attention.
Also, look at the National Enquirer. They make money off of controversy every time.
Exactly. National Enquirer, People Magazine, TV Guide. Okay, all major magazine outlets.
There's a magazine from back in the day, from the late 40s to early 50s. These were magazines that were Hollywood gossip.
Yeah.
And it also created cash with a controversy.
Yeah. It did. I mean, people even buy soap opera magazines. Even though they watch soap operas on television, they still buy the magazines because controversy creates cash.
Yeah.
It grabs your attention. Okay? So if I make a video and title it Barack Obama is a nigger, that's going to grab people's attention more than it's going to be Barack Obama's an ignorant prick.
It has gone. Look at on Twitter.
Yeah.
Some guy on Twitter called Obama the N-word.
Yeah, I mean,
on Twitter, and it grabbed. I mean, holy shit! It grabbed his attention.
Oh yeah, and at which point, you know, they'll click on the video. You know, they'll get pissed off. They'll click on the video, but they'll learn something. Not only will they get the message about how Obama's been an abusive, ignorant prick about, you know, representing the people, but they also got to learn that the N-word means something completely different than what they thought it did. They learned something. Holy shit. They went into something they expected to be totally offended and were getting ready to fucking jump my shit, but actually walked away having learned something. Even if it doesn't click right away and they went on the offensive and commented and bashed me on the comment section, whatever. That's going to stick in their head. What they learned in that video is going to be ingrained in their subconscious. And they are going to know that the N-word, nigger, means to be ignorant. It is derived from the Spanish word niggard, which means to be ignorant. Okay? They learned something. They didn't plan on learning it. They don't even know they learned it. It is ingrained in their subconscious because I did that pow right in their fucking face and they bought it.
But also
The bait and they fucking learned something.
I was called the old Mexican guy and a beaner. Okay.
Huh?
Now, if Cole, if he's listening, go back to the comments from the last Saturday's roundtable and read every single comment. There was a couple that were about him, towards him.
Huh.
You and I read those comments from top to bottom, bottom and up, diagonally back and forth. I mean, we read every single one.
And if we didn't, we sure as hell scrolled through it. And people could freeze frame it and watch it.
If he's listening now, Cole, go back to last Saturday's roundtable. Read the comments. Okay? Read the comments. There were a couple towards you, buddy.
Yeah, some in favor, some against. Okay, and that's one thing people got to learn to understand.
And the thing is, there were channels that you and I looked at. They were blank channels with no subscribers, no videos, nothing. It was just blank channels with goofy ass names, and we did not put any of this on him. Okay? The thing is,
we acknowledge the possibility that it
we acknowledge
but we didn't know how to accuse him of anything.
Yeah, the possibility. But we also had a theory that it could have been, might have been YRV or
oh, daddy boy,
teenagers that have a little time on their hands.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very real possibility. I mean, those channels could be set up individually. They could be set up by one person. It really doesn't matter to me. And like I said, I personally thought it was funny, and I found it rather amusing.
They were funny, but the thing is, he got after us because he thought that we said that he was the troller, which we did not say. There was a good possibility, but we did not blame him for any of the thing. I mean, we also thought it was YRV and could be teenagers that have too much time on their hands.
Or it could be a completely neutral. Who knows? I mean, there's numerous possibilities.
But I also,
seeking the truth, you have to explore all the possibilities, and you have to acknowledge.
I also know that he also threatened you. He threatened you.
Well, we've got that in the comment section. It's right there in the comments that he deleted, but is in this video because it displays in my notifications. So
but
he can't take his words back at this point. You know, we don't even need to get him on camera for that.
I'm going to say again. I still like the guy. I think he's still pretty cool. But the thing is, what he needs to do is cool his jets. Don't take things personal. Yeah. And don't be threatening someone's life just because you feel offended. So what? You're offended, Cole. Nothing fucking happens. I did not call him on Messenger to threaten his life. No. That's the last thing I'll ever do. But if he wants a fight, he's more merry of having one. But here's the thing. I'm a little decade older than him. Okay? Common sense kicks in every fucking time.
Mm-hmm.
I respect the guy. The dude needs to cool his jets. I have nothing against him and never will. Because still, I think he's a cool guy.
Yeah, and
But I'm not. But I'm
we're not
not
going to be
going to.
demonized and belittled and
No,
harassed.
no, I am not going to. Look, I'm too old for games. Okay, I'm too old for bullshit.
Exactly.
I'm not gonna sit here and get threatened by somebody who takes it to the heart too damn fucking much.
Yeah, if somebody wants to take it to heart, that's their
Cool
prerogative.
your jets, man.
Yeah,
Look,
and this is where it stands with me.
if he has some problems, hash it out. Talk about it, man. Shit.
Yeah.
If you feel offended for some reason, just talk it out. I mean, don't have a hissy fit shit. Hash it
Yeah,
out. Talk it
and
out.
I'm sorry that Cole had to be the example of the liberal fascist propagation that's happening in the world, but you know what? If you put that bullseye on the back, dude, I gotta pull that arrow back and let it fly, dude. I'm sorry, but that's just the way it's gotta go. Okay, if you
But the one
provide,
thing,
if you put
the
that
one
bullseye on
thing,
your back and start acting like a fascist, one, if we have to address fascism, you just provided yourself as an example. And two, like we said, bullshit, regardless of who you are, gets addressed. You fuck up, you fuck up,
but
you get called out for it. Okay, that's what
the
we do.
the one thing I will not do is call anybody from the round table if I was angry over some petty shit, and then threaten to whoop someone's ass. That's
Yeah,
stupid, dude.
yeah. You didn't.
Be
You know,
be
he and
adult
Tommy
about
Bird
it,
got
man.
into it pretty bad, and Tommy Bird didn't go after him and say, "Oh, I'm going to kick your ass" or any of that kind of shit. No, even though Tommy Bird got heated like a motherfucker, he still kept it professional. He never threatened Cole publicly or privately in any sense of the word. He never threatened him. Okay? Even in private, talking to me, he never had a negative thing to say against the guy. Not one single fucking thing.
like
And
I
I could
said,
bring up the emails.
like I said, I respect Cole. I think he's a pretty cool guy. Just cool your jets, man,
Yeah.
dude. I mean, you can be angry all you want, but don't take things personal, bro.
Yeah. Well, this is how I'm going to look at it from now on. And I'm thinking,
I'm 41 years old. I'm too old for bullshit. I'm too old for threats. I won't tolerate it. I won't take it.
yeah. We're not kids anymore. This isn't fucking high school, you know? Fucking knock that shit off, okay? And as far as the roundtable goes and the Worldwide Resistance Network goes, I'm gonna be sitting down with Connor. You know, we have certain rules, you know, such as not censoring anybody, but I think maybe it's time to establish an official creed, kind of like Anonymous has their creed. I think maybe I'm gonna take some time. We're gonna figure this out. But I think one of the big things is, you know, not to let your personal feelings or political ideologies get in the way of facts. You know, especially
Yeah,
if you're going to be addressing,
it's
if you're going to be portraying anything on the round table or anything like that, let's stick to the facts. I don't care what your personal feelings are. Let's look at the facts. Okay? If the guy's got a fucking hangnail, he's got a fucking hangnail. Let's not fucking mince words. Let's not let personal shit get in the way, whether our political affiliations, religious affiliations, personal feelings, whatever. Let's stick to the facts and look at things for what they are. Okay? And if you can't do that, okay, then granted, this probably isn't, a roundtable is probably not the venue for you, because if we can't investigate the facts and determine the truth of a matter, and we're just going to say, oh, well, I feel this or I feel that, you're not going to accomplish anything. The truth is not going to rule out and a solution cannot be come to. And that is what the Worldwide
Not
Resistance
just not
Network
just that.
is.
Not just that, but emotions need to be put in check.
Yeah. I mean, I understand, people can get passionate about their beliefs, whether political or religious or whatever.
Too passionate.
And
Too
that's
passionate.
Yeah, but sometimes at some point you got to learn to govern your emotions. And I am a prime example of this, okay? I used to have a temper like a motherfucker, okay? You said the wrong thing to me, I would fucking crack you across the head with a 2x4. I am not shitting you. That's why Genevieve and I are not together anymore, because she got a fucking tattoo and I went kablooey on her ass. Okay? We've talked about this on the roundtable. I've never raised a hand to her, I never hit her, but it was an ugly ordeal because I did not have my temper in check. I did not know how to govern my emotions. But this is one thing that I think Cole and many people in varying positions need to learn to do, is to learn to control their emotions. Yes, we can get passionate about things. Our feelings can be hurt, and it can be very difficult to restrain ourselves, but we have got to remember a little word called tact. Okay? Even if you don't maintain a level of professionalism, just exercise a little bit of tact. Take a step back in the heat of the moment and go, okay. Take a breath, calm down, and think before I say or do something stupid. Wow. Buzzkill, dude. Buzzkill. Fuck. Okay. And as far as that goes,
like I said before, it's an honor to come on the round table every week.
Yeah, I've got
or
people
every weekend. And I mean, I'm the oldest of everybody.
Yeah.
I'm Papa Smurf here, Frank, for Christ's sake. Shit.
Papa Smurf can lick your ass. Yeah, lick my ass. Bitch. I know you've heard that one.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, I've done it.
But the thing is, I know when to keep my emotions in check.
Yeah.
I'm not in my 20s no more. I'm not in my 30s no more. I'm not a teenager no more. I'm a 41-year-old man with a fucking gray hair and know when to put my emotions in check.
Yep.
Sometimes you gotta think before you act. You gotta calm down, breathe, hey, be cool.
Yep.
But the thing is, I'm not going to call somebody from the round table via messenger, video chat, and get mad and yada yada yada, or threaten to whip someone's ass.
Yeah, that's stupid.
That's childish shit.
Yeah, and it's counterproductive to the mission of the Worldwide Resistance Network, which is to provide a neutral platform for people to come together despite their differences. It's not to focus on our differences. It's to focus on the common ground. Where are we
on a solution.
united?
It's about finding a solution.
Yeah, finding the common ground in order to find the solution.
And
that's the platform that we have provided for people. And I feel that platform is trying to be undermined by people like Cole. Even inadvertently, and this is something that needs to be addressed. This is something that cannot be allowed.
Yeah.
He's more than welcome on the round table. We will not divide and conquer the people. We will not censor anyone for any reason. But it needs to be kept in mind that, one, your emotions you need to keep your emotions in check. 2, you need to focus on the facts. 3, you need to remember that this is not about our differences, but where we share common interest and addressing the issues, determining truth, and
find a solution.
Find a solution. Thank you.
Find the solution. I mean,
Yes.
if anybody that cannot get their emotions in check, the round table is probably not for you in the first place.
Yeah.
That's just,
And
that's
and
just,
I
that's
encourage
just my opinion.
and I
But
encourage people to be passionate and emotional to a point on the round table.
just,
It
I
makes things
mean,
interesting.
it's yeah. I mean, you have to be cool. Just be cool.
Yeah, I mean,
I mean,
if you want to be passionate about it, and when you want to elevate the action a little bit, that's fine. More power to you. Okay, but don't get out of hand. Okay, because otherwise, if you're just gonna argue about it, it's gonna be this whole my way or the fucking highway mentality, or do and think what I say, or I'm gonna beat your ass kind of mentality. Nothing is going to be accomplished. Okay, truth is not going to be determined, and a solution to whatever the problem is will never be discovered.
I did I did hoping that Cole would come on here so we could hash this out
Uh,
and be adult about it instead of being a bunch of you
well,
know.
he's not even online. I've got him right here.
I
His shit's
I
not
did.
even online. He's not even
I
online
mean,
right now.
if I would. I mean, if he was here, let's hash it out.
Well, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna open it up to him. I'm not gonna fucking entrap him or anything like that because we don't do that kind of shit. But this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna fuck. We got the documentation that he has threatened people. That's documented. Okay, there's no getting around that. He threatened me. There's no doubt that he threatened you.
He did.
Yeah, yeah. We've got no evidence to demonstrate it, but it does stand to reason that he probably did, considering that you know. In fact, let me bring it up. I can probably bring up reasons. Oh, yeah. Missed call from Cole today. In fact, two missed calls at 8:20 p.m. and 8:21 p.m. Missed call from Cole Courtner. And I said, sorry, missed call, and I know what you want. If you want to have your say when I get off work tonight, if you're still up, I'll jump on Skype and we can hash it out. Otherwise, it's on you, dude. It's right there, plain the Texas plain as day. The world can fucking see it. Hey, and as can be shown, he is not online right now. And it's like 4 o'clock in the morning my time. I'm not going to sit there and fucking try to call this guy in the middle of the night, wake him up. I'm not going to be a prick about it. If he wants to come on the next roundtable and discuss these matters like a mature adult and reach a solution and work things out, whether we go our separate ways
We need a
or we
solution.
come back together on this matter is entirely up to him. But if things can be resolved to a point to where we can either walk away or go our separate ways or work together, either way, so long as a reasonable solution to the problem can be achieved, great. Otherwise, Cole, I wish you the best of luck. I want you to think about everything that's been said to you and about you and really stop and think about who you are as a person and how you act and the consequences of the actions that you not only presently face, but have faced in the past, and just really ask yourself the deep questions of, am I the problem or is it really everybody else, like I've been saying? And I'm not trying to be a dick about it, but you know what?
Am I a
It's like
problem?
it's like that Ron White skit. You probably remember the one I'm talking about, where Ron White was giving a show at a naval base or some shit, and a woman stands up and goes, "Every single one of them's a bad fuck." And at which point you gotta stop and think, maybe I'm the problem. I seem to be the only common denominator in this math equation of love. That's not the full skit, but that's kind of the basic gist of it. You need
Yeah.
to stop, think about it. Is everybody a bad fuck, or do you need to read a book?
Yeah, I mean,
It's one of those things, and he's had problems continuously ever since I've known him. Maybe take a step back and reevaluate some of the things you're saying and doing. Granted, there are people around you who could probably stand to do better, but how you address those matters. Granted, myself and other people could probably do better. I could probably stand to use the N word less. Right? You're probably right in that regard, and also in regards to a few other factors as well. Okay, but how you come across with what you're trying to achieve, and the way you try to achieve it is what needs to be reevaluated. You gotta stop and think about what has worked for you in the past and what hasn't, and what does and does not work in the real world. Okay, stop and think about it. You're a smart guy. I'm not gonna knock you. You're a smart fucking guy. Like most of us, you're stubborn as a fucking mule, but you're a smart fucking guy. You use your fucking brain. There's a reason you're awake. Don't fall into these paradigms of this fascist mentality, because I know you're above that, dude. I have seen you above that, dude. Do not lower yourself to the left-right paradigm divide and conquer bullshit. You can accuse me of dividing and conquering and dividing the people all you want, but here I am talking about you and addressing these issues and talking to you, inviting you to come on the round table and talk about this. Not fight about it, talk about it. Why? Because there's a problem and there can be a solution. And if there can be a solution to this, then let that be an example to the rest of the fucking world in regards to this divide and conquer narrative. Let them learn from us. Yeah, we can grow ourselves, but also maybe other people can learn from our mistakes as well. And that's all I can really say on this matter. Grandmaster Revan, what more can you add, if anything?
Well, from what happened today, I think that, what happened today was inappropriate. Childish, inappropriate. I mean, I mean, he has to be an adult back, man. Hash it out, talk about it. Don't be threaten someone's life because you were called out on a few things. But like I said before, I respect the guy. I like the guy. He's a pretty cool guy.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to accept any threat from anybody.
Yeah, nobody's going to be threatened, belittled, or suppressed in any sense of the word. I will not allow that.
I really met him a few months ago. I don't know him that well, but you do.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to pull this shit just because somebody gets. I mean, if I get mad and then pout and then leave, take things personal, or get mad or whatever, then call that a person, then threaten their life, I would be in the wrong.
Yeah.
I would be in the wrong. And I have so much respect for everybody in the round table. You, Cole, Tommy Bird, John Connor, Genevieve, everybody else. But I'm not going to take things personal and call somebody on Messenger or whatever and threaten to stub a mud hole. You know what? Fuck that.
Yeah.
Fuck that shit. No, I have. Look, I'm too old for bullshit. I'm too old for this kind of crap.
Yeah, I mean, we're willing to fight the good fight, but over stupid shit? No, that's not a good fight. Okay?
He
That
needs to grow up, man.
yeah,
He needs to fucking grow up.
well,
This
that's
is this is
inevitably up to him. You know, whether he wants to come on the round table and discuss this or not, or
his
whether he
actions.
chooses to
His
continue down this
actions.
path is inevitably up to him.
These actions are childish.
Yeah.
And if he wants to get mad because we're calling him out on what was done there Saturday night, hey, hey, I'm going to pretend it never happened.
Yeah. Well,
That's all I do.
yeah, if we can
Pretend
go,
it never happened.
yeah, if we can
As
go
of right
from it,
now, as of right now, never happened. Never happened.
yeah.
Do you know what happened? I don't.
I don't know nothing. I'm in dirty.
I mean, I mean, Sunday night.
Sunday night, we addressed the issue of
Yeah,
fascism and the ideologies of liberal
yeah.
fascism. And Cole just happened to have demonstrated several model examples of that. Okay? He put himself in that position, and not only being a model of these factors, but also as a person of interest to be addressed for their actions. Okay? That's what we do in the activist community. If somebody's being suppressed or their right to life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness is in any way threatened, it deserves to be addressed, and the offending party deserves to be addressed. Right? He would agree with this in any sense of the word. It's just right now he happens to be on the receiving end of that. I've been on the receiving end of it a few times. I've dealt with it. I learn, I grow, and I don't make the same mistakes. Okay? And these are things that Cole can stand to learn from as well. Okay? And whether or not he chooses to learn from it or to take offense to it and continue on his present course is entirely up to him. I will not attempt to sway his path or however way he wants to respond or feel. That's entirely up to him. But as far as I'm concerned, as I said, nobody will be censored. Nobody will be belittled. Nobody will be demonized, harassed, or threatened. He is welcome on the round table anytime, but he will abide by the creed of the Worldwide Resistance Network, which one is the basis of the Worldwide Resistance Network is to present the facts, determine truth, and rule out a solution on a neutral platform, not focusing on where we are different, but where we share common interests,
Yeah.
regardless of our political and personal affiliations.
The one thing I would like to do, if it's okay with you, if the anonymous Liberty Media can be affiliated with the Worldwide Resistance Network.
Absolutely. The Worldwide Resistance Network is a platform for all activists. Hell, even Black Lives Matter, if they wanted to, could be a part of the Worldwide Resistance Network. In fact, this is one thing I want to incorporate, is something that Anonymous incorporated into their creed. They said that you are anonymous if you want to be. I think that's a good philosophy to go by. If you want to be a part of the Worldwide Resistance Network, you are and can be if you want to be. You're not under any obligation to be a part of it, and you are if you want to be. And you're not if you don't want to be. Okay? But as it stands, it's the neutral platform for all activists, regardless of their background or affiliations or feelings, to come together on a neutral platform and discuss the facts and end result and solution, as we discussed. I am so fucking drunk right now. I'm surprised I'm even keeping this shit together. It's like 4:30 in the morning. I'm fucking hammered.
I mean, I would say,
Such is my life.
there's time and a place to be stupid. And now there is no place to be stupid.
No, we don't have time to be stupid and squabbling with each other.
There is no time to be childish, stupid, and just childish. Because the round table is for adults, not children.
Mm-hmm. At which point, I might as well just let Adric and Ezra run the show.
Because, I've always been honored to come here, be part of the round table, because I have a lot to offer, like everybody else here.
Yeah, I think anybody who comes on the round table has a lot to offer, and that's why I think Cole could be a valuable asset to the round table, and I'm deeply saddened that things are going the way they are. And I do hope that things can be resolved and that he can understand that, he doesn't have to agree with my thoughts, feelings, and determinations, but he does have to respect it. Just like I have to respect his point of view, even if I don't agree with it, it is to be respected. Right? We must respect each other's feelings and points of view, even if we don't share those points of view. And we must always just stick to the facts.
Right now, I think we just need to let him cool off.
Yeah, I'm gonna let him cool off. I'm in the process of doing the move and everything. Trying to get into a place and all that shit. So a round table may not be possible for a little while, but when I'm able to pull off a round table, I would like to see Cole on that round table and see what can come of it. If these matters can be resolved. And if not, we can even discuss it privately. I've got internet on my phone. You can write me a message anytime.
Hopefully by then that everything is just blown over. Let him cool his jets, kind of let him cool off a bit.
Yep.
And by then, kind of everything will be, the dust will settle and we'll be back up again.
Yep.
I mean, like I said, I got nothing against the guy. I respect Cole, but I don't know him that well, but you do.
Yeah.
So by us talking is like, I'm a little bit, just a little bit at a time, getting to know Cole.
Yeah.
He's a cool guy. I like the guy. He's pretty cool. A little hothead, but he's a cool guy.
Yeah. Well, if you'd known me prior to me starting videos, man, and you would have been like, damn.
I got nothing against him. Never have. Even when he threatened my life, I got nothing against him. I won't. Well, I mean, why would I have something against him? I mean, I got nothing. I got absolutely nothing against the guy, even though he threatened my life. Hey.
And this is how I think this is where a lesson can be learned as far as humanity goes. Regardless of your political, religious, or personal background and feelings, you can rise above the hate. You can rise above the discrimination. You can rise above whatever petty differences you have and petty little disagreements and go, hey, I'm an adult. This is stupid. Let's move on and be better people.
Do I forgive him? Yeah, I do. No, I'm not going to hold a grudge against Cole. No,
Yeah.
I forgive the guy. He threatened me. So what? I forgive the guy. I don't
Yeah.
care. I mean, we're all human beings here. I mean,
Yeah.
sometimes we, say things, like, whether we mean it or not. I mean, you know what? Look, I forgive Cole for threatening my life. I forgive the guy.
Yeah, and I'm sure there was probably major heated exchange between you two. I have no doubt about that. But it is what it
A
is.
little bit, but
Yeah.
I'm not going to hold no grudge against him. Well, I don't hate the guy. I respect the guy. He took my life. I forgave him.
Huh?
He was just probably blowing off some steam. But the thing is, I'm not going to sit here hold a grudge against him for him threatening my life. I'm not.
Yeah.
I forgive him.
Well,
I'm not gonna hold anything against him. No, I'm not.
and that's where I think it needs to be.
I'm too old for this shit. I'm too old for this shit. I don't need it.
Yeah, and I think where your stance is where everything needs to be, and at which point there's really nothing more to be said here on the matter. We just leave it to Cole. I'm sure he'll see it in due time, and he'll watch it, and he can either think about what we said, and we can move forward, or he can choose to be offended and continue down the
And
current path.
and
It's entirely up to him. The ball's in his court.
and as the elder statesman at the round table, I say let him cool off. Let him do what he needs to do. I'm not gonna hold nothing against him. Hey, just let him cool off. Let him. This is just let him cool his
Just let it
jets. Let
be.
him. Yeah,
Yeah.
just let it be. Let it go.
And as far as anybody watching this, a lot of people would say this is kind of a private matter. In retrospect, you are right. This is kind of a private matter. But here's why we are making it public. In this world, the way things are going, there's a lot of hate, a lot of hostility. And this is a prime example of that hate and hostility. And it's for the most part over some petty, stupid, and often non-existent shit being propagated by the wrong people for the wrong reasons. But we as human beings should strive to do better. And I think that a good way to learn to be better, not only better individuals, but better as a collective in humanity, is to learn from each other. So I choose to make this public so that you can learn from us. I'm not saying, oh, we are experts, masters, and we are your teachers or anything. No. What I'm saying is simply watch and learn from our mistakes. Okay? Because I'm not perfect in this. Grandmaster Evan isn't perfect in this.
No,
Cole isn't perfect in this.
we're all
We've all done things in this whole situation that probably could have been handled better. Looking back, there's things that I probably could have done better. There are things that Grandmaster Evan could have done better, and there's things that Cole could have done better. Okay? So even if we don't necessarily see where we could have done better in varying aspects, maybe you can. And when you experience similar circumstances in your lives, whether in the protest arena or even just in your personal lives, you can think back to this example and what you learned from it by watching us and avoid making the same mistakes.
I mean, whether we say anything or do anything without thinking, hey, I mean, we got to really look at and reflect on what we did.
Mm-hmm.
And he's an example where if we make that slight mistake, that it's that mistake will be always be in the back of our minds
Mm-hmm.
of what we should have done different.
Yep.
Should
And even
have.
if we never realize it, somebody else will realize it, and they can apply it in their lives when faced with a similar situation. There's
Because
always something to be learned. And that's why I
it
choose to make this
it
public, is
will
because
it
there's something to
will
be
it
learned.
will. There's things I've done in my life, in my past, where it is still etched in the back of my skull. And there's sometimes that it would pop up to the surface like a bubble,
Yeah.
and it will be a reminder of what was done and what was said.
Yeah.
And there's times that I feel like I couldn't forgive myself. Okay, here's another example. My son's mom left me 12 years ago. This past February, 12 years ago. Okay. For a number of years, I've had anger, I've had rage, I've had hatred for this woman, my son's mother. I did. One day, one night, out of the blue, never thought of it. I was talking to a younger version of myself. That's strange, no. And the younger version of myself had this anger, this rage, this hatred built up. Like a fucking volcano and shit. Out of the blue, I just said, look, forgive her. Just forgive her. No matter what she did, forgive her. And I woke up in a cold sweat. 6:30 in the morning in a cold sweat, like, okay, all right. So I called her up that next morning. I said, look, whatever happened, I forgive you. She goes, what do you mean? I said, you know what I mean. Because if I couldn't forgive her, I couldn't forgive myself for not forgiving her.
Yeah.
I would hate myself for not forgiving her, because you know what? People do make mistakes.
Yes, we do.
And part of that was also my fault. And I owned up to it. I fucked up. I messed up at the time.
Yeah.
And that was probably the reason why I haven't been with anybody in almost 8 years.
Similar.
Because, and I mean, it was tough, because I need to reflect on my life towards my son. I had to put my son's life first for myself.
Yeah.
And now I'm here. I'm with a beautiful woman. No longer single. I'm with a beautiful woman with angel eyes. Oh yeah.
I'm happy for you,
And
man.
blonde hair, beautiful angel eyes, kissable lips. Yeah.
You enjoy it.
And
Oochie
and I am the luckiest son of a bitch alive to get a second chance at love again.
and that's awesome. And you know,
We're
I,
we're we're we're
I think
about
that speaks volumes in and of itself. There's nothing more that you can really
the woman I'm with.
go with.
She's 28. Here I'm 41 years old. I'm with a 28-year-old beautiful blonde with blue angel eyes.
Nice. Well,
And
that just serves as an example that anybody can rise above it.
she found me on Facebook. We're both from my hometown.
Nice.
And I could say I am the luckiest son of a bitch alive to get a second chance at love again.
That's beautiful, dude. It really
And
is.
and I'm not here to I'm not here to be set as an example. Anybody can have a second chance at love again.
Yeah.
Anybody.
And anybody can have a second chance at doing better in any relationship, whether friendship, intimate relationship, or just general socialization and interaction with people. We can always do better. We can always get a second chance to do better. And you're a prime example of that. You know, we just gotta learn to rise above the past and the things that we've done in the past and grow. And on that note, I'm gonna go ahead and call it because I've got to be in bed in the next 10 minutes or else I ain't getting up for shit and I gotta work.
YouTubers, this is good old Grandmaster Robin here, signing off with Tin Man.
Yep. And if you're watching this,
you are the resistance.
Peace out, guys.
Revving out.
Peace.